Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Hell of a day at work. It was okay till the end, and then I wanted to, if you know what I mean. Okay, so what do we got today? This is the Brewdog's Paradox Box Compass. It is a whiskey cask aged imperial stout, coming in at 15% alcohol by volume, of course, from the great capitalistically challenged Brewdog. I mean, that's their big thing right now. But they always seem to do imperial stouts amazingly well. There's chickens, there's still chaos, so please expect that for a little bit more time in my reviews. Anywho, let's show the box again with the Brewdog logo. Put it right there for right now. Here's the tiny little bottle. That's the only sad thing. I wish they were all big old 650s or 500s. I'm trying to think what they would normally be in. Glass. Label out. Alright, pouring a little chestnut ribby hue coming through the pour. A little bit of sedimentation, at least staining on the bottom of the bottle that I can see through the light. I'll put this right here. Can't see too much of that, unfortunately. I don't know if I have anything better to put it on to kind of elevate it into the camera. That is, at least you can see the Brewdog logo that way. So there we go. Okay, up to the light. Nothing coming through because this is one of those smooth glasses where there's no real pinnacle. It just domes out. Obviously, 15% alcohol like sticking, khaki colored, orange cocoa colored head, and of course pitch black. Okay, aroma time. Wow. Caramel, pepperiness, something like a leather hint kind of coming through there too. Smoky, vanilla, baker's chocolate, walnut husk, a little bit of earthy coffee too. Boy, it smells hot. Okay, let's get it going. Cheers. It's a bit thin. Low side of a medium mouthfeel, high side of low side of a full mouthfeel, more to the high side of a medium mouthfeel playing in there. I'm sure it was a little thicker before they put it in the barrel. However, subtle, soft nuances of a carbonation working around the palate, making it a little lively. Again, tons of caramel, peppery bourbon, or whiskey. I'm so sorry. Whiskey, bourbon. Oh, good. Caramel, peppery, whiskey. Hint of a leather in there, just a subtle nuance of something that reminds me of a little bit of a leather. Little smoky, again, vanilla, baker's chocolate. They're coming up big to the forefront. There isn't that much dark fruit. Instead of a specific dark fruit, I would just say the nuance of something that reminds me of molasses. Molasses. You get those burnt caramel sugars in there, the molasses, sticky molasses, brown sugars, those nuances are pulling away. And of course, more and more of that with age of sports will get raisiny. So instead of going full on raisin right now, you're getting big toffee, burnt caramels, brown sugar, molasses. And of course, they will develop into raisins in time. Especially with that 15% alcohol by volume, you're going to get dark fruit chaos in a couple months or a couple years on this one. This is Best by March 13th, 2015, so it ain't going to last that long. But it's really drinking well. I'm going to actually top it up right now before I spill it by accident. Holds ahead pretty well for 15%. Nothing too bad for it. I don't know if there's an actual date on the box to tell you when it was put in it. No, not really. Of all the writing there is on here, you don't have that. Yeah, just a lot of different kind of nuance of that. Different types of sugars, caramel, baker's chocolate, hint of dark chocolate, hint of milk chocolate, just nuances of that. Again, molasses. Lots of molasses way in the back, those tones coming through with a little dark fruit. But a huge caramel, peppery whiskey notes. Just a really, really easy drinker. For as high ABV as it is, it's very, very... The breadth of this, of different tasting notes, is really big. And it's not being overshadowed by the booziness. It's really complex, coming together well. A lot of nuances, but that's kind of nice. Again, walnut husk is coming through there, a little bit of earthy coffee. There is a little bit of a hop tone that's coming through, a little bit more than just earthiness. There's a subtle fruit to it, but nondescript for me, considering there's so much ethanol alcohol coming through. I can't really place anything, but there's just a whiff of something, a perfuminess of something, maybe a hint of a floralness of something like that, but yeah, whatever. It's big, it's bold, it is a touch of the bombastic, and I really enjoy it. So let's see, we ready. Paradox is our ode to barley. It tells the story of two colonels who live different lives with a common purpose. It's almost poetic. That was kind of shit. Okay. One took the path of the beer. It was malted, roasted, mashed into wort, and became the tenny part of our imperial stout. One took the path of the whiskey, malted, mashed, distilled, eventually making its way into our blended scotch. Is it scotch or is it whiskey? I don't fucking know. Eventually, fate threw them together for our 6 long month when we aged our awesome Paradox Stout in Compass Box whiskey barrels. It's all coming together, isn't it? Okay. Chocolate, fragrant orange, coffee, and smoke combined in Paradox Compass Box. In this twisted but mellow stout, our 2 little barley grains and all their friends become more than the sum of their parts. Usually it's their sum of their equal parts, but that's fine. Brewdog, blah, blah, blah. CompassBoxWhiskey.com. Why the fuck would you have your own goddamn thing? I guess that's the new thing. Have a website for every fucking beer you make. Hashtag. I'm surprised it's not a hashtag. But yeah, it's really, really good. Now the orange, there is a weird fruit in there, but like I said, the ethanol alcohols are so big, and it's bringing its own nuances of fruit. That raisin mixed with that huge kind of molasses back. I don't get that specifically, but I don't care. I don't really care. Maybe if this was, I don't know how old this is, maybe it was super fresh, I'd get it. It says March 13, 2025, so maybe there's a 10 years on it, so maybe it's almost like 3 years old. But anywho, 9.5, freaking delicious. I'm going to enjoy sipping on this for sure. It's putting a cap on the aggression of today's work experience, and that's a good thing. So anyway, this has been Paul from PABrewNews with the Paradox Compass Box Whiskey Cask Stout, Imperial Stout from the Brewdog, whatever your fucking name is, Brewdog, from Scotland. And this is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. This is Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers.